Hi, I'm Harold Patricio Alberto Lamostre from Ramon Tevez Pastor Memorial, Dumaguete Science High School, Dumaguete City, Philippines, Negros Oriental. So I'm here to talk about gamifications. Before that, my principal asked me to talk more about Edmodo while my colleague in our district already discussed the basic of the Edmodo. So some of our teachers or my colleague, are now using Edmodo. But since they have knowledge on much more on Edmodo, the basic ones, how to create group, create class, adding students, so on. So the basic one. So I decided to talk about gamifications as one of our topic. So here are my the session guide. So in the session guide, so we have the learning objectives. First, we have to describe gamification, appreciate the benefits of gamifications, and appreciate the effectiveness and benefits of blended learning with learners. Uh, millennials nowadays, students are much more on the technology rather than reading books, reading notes whatsoever. Upon they got their when they got home, so instead of reading notes or reading books, they just open their cell phones, smartphones, tablets, whatsoever, then connected to the internet and play and open the Facebook and so forth. Then lastly, learning gamifying Edmodo and using available online applications. So gamifications, key understandings of this topic is the use of game thinking and game mechanics in non-game contexts, just to engage users in solving problems. So I told them about the use of gamifications, that it is best used since I'm talking about uh, I facilitated like trainings in Java programming outside in my professional business. Then also P62, talking about electronics something, and empowerment technology subject. So it is best used in with the what we call some subject like English, like Filipinos, like science, mathematics. So best use. So I have here some references. Of course, I took this idea gamification from the ACT cohorts 10. Thanks to the Edmodo, especially to the ACT cohorts 10 for giving me much more idea. Uh, then we use the padlet.com and the simbalo.com or idosimbalo.com for that purpose of gamifying the Edmodo. Now here, the of course we have the introduction, so I have to present the objectives of the session. First, the definitions of gamification, the benefits of the gamifications, and some of the examples in the real world about gamifications, and the gamifying Edmodo with Simbalo and Padlet. Then the activity. So first thing first, before I demonstrated the use of Edmodo with Simbalo and Padlet.com, and we have here some sources using the web browser, and we have also the time allotment, which is 1 hour, and we have the analysis. So I may ask my colleague about the synthesizing their learning and responding to the activity from the variety of perspectiveness. So for the abstractions based on the activity, so I may ask, I asked them about how gamification beneficial to the teachers and students, then including the blended learning. So in the lecture and discussions, by the way, Back to the abstractions is 5 minutes, and also the lecture or discussions provide some inputs like the nature of the gamifications, the benefits of gamifications, example of gamifications, and Gamifying Edmodo, where I demonstrated uh, yeah, on how-tos on with Edmodo, Symbalon, Padlet. And this one is 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's included in the previous, yes, in the activity. So we have the applications. So of course I have to encourage my participants to join the Edmodo. But though there are some are using now Edmodo. So lastly, I have to summarize everything and thank the participants for the active participations. Now here are my topic, gamifications. So these are my slides, and uh, what is gamifications? Of course, I need to define it. And so what's gamification really is? And also blended learning, I have to define to them. It's a formal education program. Students learn at least in a part of the, you know, self-paced, and they can the students control everything in their studies, and at least this in supervision is a brick and mortar locations, it's away from home, and also the modalities along its students learning path with a course or subject connected to, you know, provide an integrated learning experience. And here are some of the benefits of the gamifications. So better learning experience, instant feedback. Yes, to the like example in Padlet.com, they can send feedback, and also with the Edmodo they can send comments regarding the, you know, the subject matter. And better learning environment can be applied for most learning needs. So I just didn't use it in my in high school, but I also use in my professional practice, like in Java programming with the professionals, like in some with programmers, engineers, and even accountants. So Edmodo is very useful. Then it can also affect some behavioral change the students, because after which I design some badges, leaderboards. So once they completed a certain task, so they will receive some, you know, the badges, points, and of course the grades. This is what they're after for, and impact on the bottom line. Then the next slides is we have here some example. So I presented it. It's useful in, you know, in the United States Army before their inductions. So they have to play games. I forgot the website, the name of that website. So I took some uh, pictures. And then in the real world, some professional skills enhancements, like in the management, project managers and account managers. Then we have also the compliance. Here's some mobile applications which the children like it other than reading books. Then we have also rewards and recognitions. Then soft skills, time management for the time wasters. Then the gamified assessment. These are some examples. And I have here the gamifications with Edmodo. So I took this from a colleague, uh, you know, from Edmodo. Somebody shared, so I got his idea on how to gamify the Edmodo. So here, first thing first, I created the small groups: computer newbies, advanced computer operator, computer pro, computer expert, and computer trainer. So each and everyone in a small group has their own badges. And then I have this one is the Another example for the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So depending on how they design their Edmodo for small group. Then the basic one start with, I say, like the micro support, working with micro support, basic, and then maybe in the basic Excel, this basic PowerPoint. Now in the level 2, which is the intermediate, maybe working with mail merge with micro support and the Microsoft Excel with formula, using with formula, like using with functions, uh, like having conditions, if else conditions in the Microsoft Excel, and using with what we call the lookup, the vertical and horizontal lookup, and some financial functions applied in the intermediate. Then in the PowerPoint, uh, maybe we added some animations, transitions, animated slides, and so forth. For the advanced, we use the Visual Basic for applications, more on programming advanced. Then, so these are the sides of the Simbalo for the dashboard. So students click on its dashboard, then it will point to the Padlet. So these are some of the examples in the computer novice in the Padlet. So I had some level up and PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. So there are some instructions. Then the students is working with it. They have to turn in their assignment uh, through this one. So I created an assignment. Then they will send it uh, based on instructions in the Padlet. Another example for the advanced computer operator. This one, same thing, PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. And then for the another one, for the level up, so these are some of the requirements. And lastly, for the badges, computer expert, once they get these instructions, then turn in to the Edmodo, then they will receive the badges, or they will also be receiving, points in their grades. Then this is the last one. So summarize everything, uh, and then after which I ask my participants to have their hands-on exercises. So it's different from listening and with applying it to the real hands-on exercises. And all right, thank you. That's all.